wa ta'ala goes on with the description of the day of Qiyamah, ayah number 39. فَيَوْمَئِذٍ لَا يُسْأَلُ عَنْ ذَنْبِهِ إِنسٌ وَلَا جَانٌ. Now this is an interesting ayah. Allah says on that day, no question. لَا يُسْأَلُ عَنْ ذَنْبِهِ إِنسٌ وَلَا جَانٌ. In other words, mankind or jinn kind will not be asked about their sins. Mankind or jinn kind will not be asked about their la yusal. They will not be asked. So don't you think it's a bit contradictory? The whole point of the day of Qiyamah is to be asked, right? You're going to be taken into account. So why is this ayah saying that mankind and jinn kind will not be asked? No question will be asked in regard to their sins. What do you think? Any explanations? Sorry? They'll be informed, yeah? No asking, no interrogation. You did this, you did this, you did this, right? Yeah, that's a good point. Anything else? Because see, this is a Quran ayah. Sorry? Now, in the sense we know that everyone will be questioned, right? Whether you're righteous or not. We all have to go through an interrogation. But here in this ayah, Allah says that no questions will be asked. So scholars of tafsir, the way they reconcile between this ayah and the other ayat that talk about the questioning on the day of Qiyamah is that they say that the day of Qiyamah will be so long. The day of Qiyamah is going to be so long, and it is a form of punishment to be grilled. It is a form of punishment to be grilled, in the sense to be questioned, to be interrogated. And another form of being punished is where you will be ignored. So at certain points you will be grilled, you will be interrogated, you will be questioned. And at certain points you won't be questioned. You will just be ignored. And there are other scholars who say that this ayah is applicable for the point after the main questioning takes place, and now when everything has been determined and decreed. In other words, this group is going to paradise, this group is going to Jahannam. Now at this juncture, at this point, and at this point, when the people, the criminals, the transgressors, when they are being led towards Jahannam, they will cry out, they will try to justify their case, they will try to plead and beg for mercy. At that point, no questions will be asked, nothing will be tolerated. They will just be dragged to Jahannam. So this part is after the main questioning takes place. So we have a couple of interpretations to reconcile. Firstly, it's that the day of Qiyamah will be so long, there will be different segments. At one point we will be questioned, we will be taken into account, and this is what is established when we look at the other ayat that talk about the day of Qiyamah. The day of Qiyamah is known as the day of Qiyamah because it's going to be a reckoning. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to question us, of course. The Prophet ﷺ, I have mentioned this narration in the past. Even in regard to certain things like satiating your hunger. We know of the narration where the Prophet comes out hungry. He meets Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, who says he's also hungry. And then Umar radiallahu anhu, who is also hungry. And then they go to the house of an Ansari. He's out, his wife welcomes them in. And then he comes. He's so happy that the Prophet ﷺ has decided to visit his house. And the minute he finds out, the minute he comes to know that the three of them are starving, are famished, he goes, he slaughters an animal, and he brings it and he presents it. He gives it to the Prophet and his companions. They partake of the food, they're happy. See, the thing is, it's extreme hunger that brought them out of their house. It's not that they were just stopping by a friend's house for a snack or something like that. No, it was extreme hunger that brought them out, and now they had satiated their hunger. And then the Prophet ﷺ looks at Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu and Umar radiallahu anhu, and he says that you will be questioned about this on the day of Qiyamah. And they were surprised that, we are in extreme hunger. We come out and we just satiated. This is not like a luxury. This is not us going and splurging on a meal in a 5-star hotel. This is extreme hunger, and we're satiating our hunger. It's human. It's something human. We have to eat. The Prophet ﷺ, and the scholars who explain, they clarify that isn't it a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He did not leave you to go hungry? So then think about ourselves. We have enough and more food in stock at home. We have money to buy whatever we feel like buying. You can right now you can have a craving like a pregnant woman for something really exotic, and you can have it. Yes or no? You could go to some place, like if you feel like having seafood today, right now you can go. You don't have to think, oh, I need to go and fish and then eat. No, you can just go and you can buy. So these are all blessings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you will be questioned. So we have a hadith, we have Quran ayat that talk about the day of Qiyamah being a day of questioning. So this ayah in a way seems as if it's contradictory, and that's why the scholars have gone on to reconcile, stating that the day of Qiyamah will be very long, different segments, because it's true. Now one hadith talks about the description where we will go from prophet to prophet to prophet. Then there are other hadith that talk about the people drowning in their sweat, in their perspiration. Then we have a hadith that talk about what? The questioning that will take place. There will be certain questionings that will take place in public, in front of everybody. And then certain individuals will be questioned in private. And think about it, we're talking about mankind from the time of Adam ﷺ until the last human being. It's not just going to be an ordinary 24-hour day. It's going to be a long, horrendous and horrifying day, full of different segments. And in that day, a type of punishment will be to be questioned, and a type of punishment will also to be ignored. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala